The other X that I love, I think one, it looks beautiful. Hello, the vibes are immaculate. Mystic Pizza, the last one that I found. Hello friends, today I'm going to be going over physical media that I have collected on my trip back home for the past 2 weeks and a half. I am a child of the 90s and early 2000s as well, but I was also raised by people who were born in the 50s, 70s, and 80s, which means I come from a very amazing, fun era. We were in between the 2000s, new world technology, very futuristic galaxy stuff, and also still hanging on to that old school, old world media that was just very fun to collect and have in your home. But with so many streaming services taking over and claiming rights to all of these things, and then you have to rent or buy it, but if you rent it or buy it, it can be deleted, and so then you rent and bought nothing. And then when you want to watch something, it was on Netflix but now it's on HBO Max, and you just have to open up a new streaming service account. It's just getting to be way too expensive and way too annoying. So a couple years ago I actually started collecting VHS tapes, and I also collect things like CDs, books, mixtapes, and all the fun things in between. And I think it's just really important to hold on to these things because one, a lot of times these things can be edited to fit the new world's TVs. For instance, there's some shows on Netflix right now where they definitely changed the music that goes on in the show that did not air on the original series. And to me, that's just so frustrating. And it takes away from the original creation. As an artist, I just think it's so important to hold on to what was then and enjoy it now versus making it to fit perfectly in today's vision. Because we live in two different worlds and we should be able to cherish the old in the new. Anyway, my spiel's over. Let's go ahead and get started with books first because that is the original physical media. So for books, I love old leather-bound books. I love old world books. I'm not really that into like graphic novels, so I'm always looking for this style. These are perfect for decorating your home with, but also to actually read. Also for my own library purposes, I just think one, it looks beautiful, and two, the old stories in here are amazing. So this is a set that I found at Savers. At Savers, you can buy 4 books and get the 5th free. I've seen different styles of that sale in the different Savers stores. I've seen some that is like buy 3 get 1 free. So just look around your local thrift stores because they have some awesome deals for books. If I'm not mistaken, these were all $4.99, and then I got them on sale because I had a discount. And yeah, this is what the old world used to entertain themselves with. This is like before, you know, you had movies and things on TV, or before everyone can afford it, you read books. Until to this day, you can read books and escape the reality of the world and enjoy a story from somebody creative out there from the past. The next one is Harbor Lights of Home by Edgar A. Guest. It is a super small book and it's filled with little short stories and like little poems. I love stuff like this. It's just easier on the brain to like bring some inspiration when you don't want to read a full story. And I love just opening up a page, reading something and getting inspo from it. As an artist who sometimes struggles to find things to draw, I just love reading stuff like this and just saying like, oh, this little piece really struck me and I kind of want to make a piece out of that. I found this really cool old newspaper ad in the book. It just has that on the front, and on the back it has more like books from the period, but I think it's like from the 80s if I'm not mistaken. But 4 for $1, what a freaking steal. The next 2 books that I found are also antiques. So these are floral bounded books, and so it just has like these beautiful floral, like, kind of like a canvas material on both of them. This one has more gold. This one is the Laureates, and the smaller one is Addresses by Drummond, and they are just so stunning. I love when it has just like little small intricate designs. The papers are definitely older, so you want to handle these with lots of care, just like you do with all your physical media. It's just a nice way of adding that old world charm into your home, but also using it for its purposes, which is to bring you creativity, fun, and some escape from the reality. The next one that I found is this really awesome tiny book. It's leather bound. It's super duper old. It's from the 1920s. And it's called The Vampire and Other Verses. And so there's just like little short stories and little verses. This is by Rudyard Kipling. And I'm looking for small, tiny leather-bound books like this to have in a little, very tiny bookshelf. And so this is the first one that I've added to my collection, and I'm so happy that I found it. It was also on sale for 25% off, and so I got a really good deal on it. The last one that I found is a book that I've been looking for so freaking long. It's Practical Magic, but it actually has Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman on the cover. This book's by Alice Hoffman. You may know it by the movie, which is how I discovered Practical Magic as a kid. It was only $2. I'm gonna take the price tag off. And it was 25% off as well. And if you don't know, Practical Magic 2 is going to be made this year, and I'm really excited. I made an illustration of Nicole and Sandra in the movie, just like a simple illustration. I posted it to, you know, celebrate the announcement of Practical Magic 2. Alice actually messaged me and also reposted my image on her stories, and so that was really, really awesome because She is phenomenal. But also, if you love movies that have been adapted from books, make sure you get the book and read how it was actually written, because you can get a lot more insight and details into the characters that you fell in love with on the screen on paper. Move the hair to the other side because I'm feeling very 80s right now, and we're going to bring out the mixtapes. So with cassette tapes, they're very similar to a VHS where you have to rewind them in order to listen to the other side, or just rewind it to bring back the original side you were listening to back to the beginning. So there's a little work involved. You have to wait to enjoy it, and I just think there's beauty in that. Like, everything nowadays on digital technology is just so rushed, and back then you really had to work to enjoy stuff, and I just think there's beauty in that. So I found these at Goodwill the other day. I have a very small cassette tape collection and CD collection. I just prefer to collect vinyls. So first thing that I found was Madonna Like a Prayer. It was released in 1998. I just think the cover art is just absolutely stunning. And so this is just a single, so it's literally just one song on a cassette. And so you have the 5-minute version, and then you have the Act of Contradiction on the other side, which is a shorter version of it. Yeah, I just turn these on when I'm like cleaning something, or I'm like in the middle of drawing something and need some like background noise. It's just a nice way of accessing a favorite song of yours. The next one that I got is Milli Vanilli. This one is Blame It on the Rain and Dance with the Devil. Again, cover art is amazing. They were so stunning. Sad story. I just think the world was just like too rough on them for what happened. Their tapes are my favorite. I just think they're so fun to look at, and I just love seeing all the components on the inside. And the last one is Diana Ross. She is one of my favorites. I saw her when I was 21 years old for my 21st birthday in the casinos, and she's just amazing. I would love to see her again. She's just an amazing performer, and I'm obsessed with her and all her songs. She's one of my favorite artists of all time. And with this one, you have the original version as well as the radio edit. Again, these are just fun to display on your shelves, like around your music area. They're just great conversation starters for when people come over your home, or put some batteries in your radio, take to the park, and start meeting strangers like that and make friends off of music. I just think it's so fun. CDs are also so fun to collect. One reason why I loved CDs over vinyls growing up was because you can get the inserts in a lot of these that have like, sometimes they were like posters, or they had the lyrics on the paper. So CDs are something that I very much grew up on. So let's go through these. I found these at Goodwill the other day, and they were all like $1 a piece. Shania Twain, she's a queen. I love her so much. From this moment on are like the classics. Amazing Shania Twain. I love her so much. She's beautiful, and she's still very gorgeous to this day. Coyote Ugly, and it's been a favorite ever since I was like a kid. A lot of the songs in here by Leanne Rimes, and they are iconic. Could you get more fabulous than bartenders being super sexy on the bar and doing dances and stuff? I think that's so fun. The Bodyguard, another classic Whitney Houston moment. The songs on here by Whitney, phenomenal. There's also other artists like Kenny G and Lisa Steinfeld in this album. But again, I just love old movies because their music was amazing, phenomenal. If you know me, you know that I love Cher so much. I've been finding a lot of Cher at the thrift store. When I buy CDs, I kind of like them to have songs that I can sing, all of them. So I try to find ones that have like the best hits, the best, songs, so I can sing to every single one of them. I don't mind learning new songs. So when they're older songs like this, I love a good all hits CD. Elton John, one of my other favorites. My best friend put me on to Benny and the Jets because of the 27 Dresses movie. Benny and the Jets has been an iconic song in my life since I was like 14. I also love The Rocket Man. He's amazing. And yeah, Elton John, he's a classic. Last but not least, we have Judy Garland, who is a freaking queen. I love A Christmas Album by people like Frank Sinatra, Judy Garland, Liza Minnelli. I just had to grab this one because I just feel like it's a classic, very much put the candles on, have a nice little cozy dinner, watch a movie, Judy Garland playing in the background. That's phenomenal. Alright, the classic physical media is VHS tapes. I do collect DVDs. I don't collect too many DVDs because I just prefer VHS on my shelf. I just think VHS just looks so good on shelves versus DVDs. I just think the cover art looks so much more beautiful. There's also a lot more space to work with. There's a lot of people who are making VHS tapes now, like custom ones, so I try to order some that I can't find on VHS or that were ever made on VHS. It's so fun. So let me show you some new ones that I just got at Savers the other day. These were all like $1, if I'm not mistaken, or 99¢. They were super duper cheap. We got Frosty the Snowman. This is a classic Christmas movie. It's an iconic movie. It's one of the best. For some reason, I saw online that they weren't going to be airing these or Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer for the first time in like, I don't know, a long time. I don't know if that's true, but just like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, they remove stuff all the time, and then it's hard to find it. You gotta go on YouTube to find it. And it's just nice to have the physical copy, and like when you want to watch something, you're like, oh, I have that in my collection. I can grab it and go. The Nutty Professor 2, again, I grew up in the early 2000s, 90s, and Eddie Murphy was very iconic in those times, and I just love that he was able to act as so many. And so I just love that he was able to just do so many characters in one movie. Like that's a lot of freaking work. Fried Green Tomatoes. I've been wanting to watch this movie for so many years, and I finally watched it earlier this year and I loved it. Kathy Bates is one of my favorite artists and actors of all time. She is actually from Memphis, which is actually where I live. One of those things, you know, that you connect to. This is a really awesome story. If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend getting it. Mystic Pizza. You may have seen that I posted a Mystic Pizza vlog. Definitely go check it out if you haven't. Mystic, Connecticut is one of my favorite places in Connecticut. Every time I come back home, we try to go. This was my second time eating at Mystic Pizza, by the way, and I liked it much better this time than I did last time. I think it's important to go like in the winter time when it's not too busy, because in the summer it's crazy busy. The line is like out the door, super long. But anyways, Julia Roberts is one of my favorite actresses of all time because of my mom. Like, she watched a lot of Julia Roberts movie, and so I love her so much. And Julia Roberts is just so wholesome. And in this movie, she's amazing. It's about 3 girls who like are going through dating and life and stuff, and they're young and getting married, and it's a really wholesome movie, and just reminds me of New England. Triple X. This is not X-rated. This is actually just a Vin Diesel movie that I watched with my dad growing up, and it's one of my faves. Vin Diesel was just so gorgeous. Is so gorgeous. And it's actually from the directors of Fast and the Furious, so you know it's a good movie. The other X that I love is The X-Files. I recently started watching this in like the autumn season when it first started back in September, and it's been getting me through just like the Halloween spooky vibes that I have been loving this autumn season. I can't believe I haven't watched this show any sooner. I got this at a local shop downtown Bridgeport, where I'm from. I'm gonna tag her down below so you guys can go support her. She has a really awesome shop set up. It's a little bit more expensive than like Goodwill or Savers, because it's more like curated, like she's doing the shopping and selling it there. But nonetheless, they have some really good deals, and everything was like half off. I think this one was like $5, and so it was like $2.50. And then I got 2 iconic autumn winter holiday movies from the 90s, which is You've Got Mail and also Stepmom. This pair together is my iconic Sunday duo. Watch these 2 movies on a Sunday, you're gonna have the best vibes. I recommend starting with this one because it's kind of sad, and then finishing with You've Got Mail because it ends a little bit happier. And can you get any better than Julia Roberts, Susan Sarandon, and Meg Ryan on a Sunday? Hello, the vibes are immaculate. Surprisingly, I got 0 vinyls on this trip. Maybe one day once I finish moving and settling in, I'll have to like show you my whole vinyl collection, because we do have a lot, and I'm definitely looking for more like Spanish salsa vinyls. There's a set that I want so freaking bad, and the people that I'm seeing it online by are like in Colombia, because I don't see any in the States. I will show you guys in another video with my vinyl collection, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, I hope this inspired you to go collect some physical media. Always remember to collect what you are really wanting and not just buy it all, because it can get really overwhelming really quickly. I also highly recommend getting some shelves for a tiny area and building up a nice little tiny collection. The other tip is to get an app or a Google spreadsheet and start categorizing your movies and adding a list online that you can access on your phone, which is what I do. So when I go to thrift stores or garage sales and stuff, I can actually pull it up really quickly on my phone, and I can see if I have that title already, because nothing is worse than buying a duplicate and then having to like resell it or donate it, because getting rid of VHSs and DVDs and stuff can be a little bit difficult sometimes because they don't sell really quickly like other items do. If you have a physical media collection, let me know what's your favorites in your collections down below in the comments. If you want to see more hauls and fun things like this, make sure you follow along. Also be sure to follow me on my other social medias, and also check out my website, because I do sell secondhand things along with my art that I create. In 2025, I'm going to be bringing some really awesome fun finds for you guys if you don't want to go out and hunt them for yourselves. Now, I'm going to go put on a movie and get some snacks, and I'll catch up with you guys later.